Hey there, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Charlotte with Colorful Teaching for You, and today we're going to look at 4 effective nonverbal behavioral classroom management strategies for the classroom. Now, it is a mouthful, so let's break this down. If you are a new teacher, a student teacher, or if you've had years of experience, you know that we are going to encounter children who are either unable to focus or maybe they're disruptive because something's going on. Regardless of what's going on, or if it's intentional or not intentional, we do have to be able to take their attention from whatever is taking it away from our work to actually focusing again. Now, the way I like to do it is by using nonverbal communication because it attracts the student in an unobtrusive way. That means children don't stand out, they don't feel like we are picking on them, and they feel like they're cared for. So here are 4 strategies that allow us to focus on the expected behavior instead of the unexpected behavior. All right, so the first strategy is let's be close. So in this way, I like to walk by the students. Now what I do here is a little bit different. I don't just walk up to the student and I stand by them. I first walk up to different students and I stand by each student and I wait and I just check over what they're doing. Then I go to the next student and I do the same thing until I get to the targeted student. So that targeted student might be the 3rd or the 4th student I approach, because if I go right to them, they feel like I'm checking in on them at all times. Versus if I kind of just go to them after I've checked in on a few students, it looks random. And that's what we want, because that way nobody else around knows what I'm doing except for the child, because the child knows they're off task. When they look at them, they know that they need to come back to whatever we're working on. Now, if this strategy does not work, then I move on to step number 2, which is firm but gentle. So when I've already walked up to the student, I tend to just, let's pretend this is their shoulder, or I guess this is their shoulder right here. I'm looking here because my screen is on this side, but I go and I just give a gentle squeeze if I need to, or I put my hand on their shoulder and it's just quick and I take my hand off, because that way the child will automatically look up to look at who is talking or who is touching them, right? And so when they look up, then I look right at them and they know, oh, the teacher's looking at me, and so I'm probably needing to now stop talking about whatever it is, maybe recess, and focus on the task at hand. So that's another way of redirecting. The 3rd strategy I like to work on is twitch the eye. Now, don't go to the optometrist and tell them that I've told you to start going all twitchy-eyed, because that's going to mess up your eyes. That's not what I meant. What I'm looking at here is, if the child is not understanding at this point when I'm making eye contact with them that they need to switch their behavior, at this point I actually will raise my eyebrows. Now, if you can raise one eyebrow, that's excellent. I can't, so I need to raise both. So I'll go up to them and I might do something like this. So it's firm. I'm not doing anything to them. My eyebrow is raised, and so they know this is the time for me to switch, because Ms. Lim, that's what I'm called in class, is not approving of what I'm doing right now, so I need to focus. As soon as they switch back to their focus, by then I've already walked away. But I walk to a distance and I stand and I look at the student, because the student at that point is automatically going to eventually turn around to look directly at me to see if I'm looking at them, checking in. And when I've noticed that they have moved to the expected task, I give them a little smile and I walk away, because that way I've now put the focus on the expected task, the good behavior, the positive behavior, as opposed to the negativity. Because if I keep focusing on the negative aspect, that's what they're going to look at as is drawing the attention, and that's where they're going to keep on focused. So we want to focus on positive behavior. So that's why I smile when they make that switch. These are really subtle changes there, eh? So the 4th thing I do, and this is something I do not do while I'm teaching, so the eye twitching, the getting close to the child, the squeezing of the shoulder or touching the shoulder, is all something I would do if if it's I'm teaching a class, or if they're working on a task in groups. But if I am not teaching or reading something, then what I like to do is I like to take out my post-it notes. I'm a teacher, we love our post-it notes. I take out my post-it note and I like to write a little of what I call notes of love. This is the fourth step. So here I might write for either a child who is on task or off task. I like to write little notes to tell them what they're doing well or what they need to switch. And I know some teachers like to differentiate colors. You know, positive behavior, you get, say, a pink post-it. Negative behavior, you might get a blue or a yellow post-it. I don't like to do that because at this point you are now drawing attention to that negative behavior, because as soon as a child gets that blue post-it note, everybody in the class knows, oh, that child's not doing what they're supposed to, and they might get in trouble. Teacher doesn't like it. I don't like to do that at all. So they all get one color. And I write on that post-it note, I take it, I put it nice and gently on their table, and I walk away. I don't even look, I just walk away. And the child can, you know, pull it up. They can read what I've written on that post-it note and make the change. So realistically, only I know what I've written, and they know unless they decide to share it. That's about it. So this way they make this change, and once they've made the change, I stand at the back and I watch. Once they've made the change, I write a new post-it note for them. Wait a bit, because I don't want people to know what's going on. And I walk subtly and I just put it on their desk and I walk away. That way the child knows, oh, it's being approved. This positive behavior is being approved. And if they look at me, I smile again, right? Why not? We need to spread the joy that way. So we look for the positive behavior. We try to spread that joy and focus on the positive behavior. Those, my friends, are those 4 strategies. So today so far we've looked at 4 different ways that we can use non-verbal behavioral classroom management strategies so that we can correct these negative behaviors into more positive ones. The 4 we talked about is let's be close, firm but gentle, twitch the eye, and notes of love. We've also looked at the importance of using these non-verbal communication instead of just going out and saying, I don't like this behavior. Well, I'm sure you're not going to do that, but you know what I mean. When you stand and you talk about it, it doesn't always garner the same reception, shall we say, as if we are subtle. So if you have any questions, please do feel free to send me a message. In the meantime, remember to create, experience, and teach from the heart, and I will see you again, same place, same time. Take care, my friends. Bye.